So these are just, oh, bad. And we don't talk about bad fragrances on this channel, but I'm making an excuse because I'm actually giving you alternatives. So that way you won't smell bad, you'll smell actually good. So avoid these fragrances, but wear these instead. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. By the way, on this channel we talk about fragrances for men, so if you enjoy smelling great and you want the best fragrance recommendations, then subscribe to this channel. It helps me to put out more videos for you guys, and let's jump into it. There's not many fragrances that I'm like, oh my gosh, no way, like take it away from me because I'm going to die. But my nose is very, very sensitive. So if I am close to somebody who is smelling one of these fragrances, I would move, I would do everything possible not to be next to that person, because I just can't, like, my mind, I can't think straight. I'm very, very sensitive in my nose. First fragrance that I've talked about on this channel that I blind bought and I was repulsed by it, and I don't want to offend anybody. If you love this fragrance, like I always say, if you love it, wear it. But Montblanc Individuel. Okay, I love the house of Montblanc, I love Explorer, I love the red one that just came out, but this one, it's not just like bad, but it's really bad. For me, I couldn't stand it. I was like, take it away from me, I'm selling it straight away. So this was like one of the strongest reactions of a fragrance that I had, and I would say, guys, if you love it, wear it, but if you don't care for it, please don't wear it, because I'll and many other people will probably like run the other way when you wear it. So if you want a fresh fragrance, I would say go for anything else like Versace Parfum, similar price point, but just such a sexy, fresh out of the shower fragrance, and definitely tons more attractive. It's so, so good. So yeah, I wouldn't go for the Montblanc Individuel. No way. Okay, next one is an expensive fragrance that I actually really don't like. It's Tweed Erofla, or I don't know how you say it, but thankfully I didn't have to learn how to say it because I don't recommend it. This one, okay, I love the opening of it. The opening, oh my gosh, amazing. But I wore it, and later down the line I really dislike it. I don't get it. I just can't. I can't deal with it. But maybe some of you, let me know if you love it. Let me know how, like, what does it smell like to you? Because to me it smells like a mess. So I would say if you love that opening, if you love that freshness, that just like squeaky clean, just like, oh, so good, such a lovely freshness, I would say go for Roja Oceania. Amazing scent, so just luxurious smelling, expensive, freshy. Oh, it's so, so good. And when you buy a bottle, they gift some of the proceeds to like help with the ocean cleanup and everything, which is amazing too. So another plus to buy the Roja fragrance instead of the Tweed fragrance. Yeah, I just don't get it. Let me know down in the comments if you get it, but I would wholeheartedly recommend Roja. Next is a designer fragrance, and it's Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Le Parfum. I liked it for a second, and now I don't know what happened. I just can't. To me, what it smells like, it's a house full of certain weed. It literally smells so strong of it. I can't believe this to be like a good fragrance, because you might get arrested for it. It's just the most odd smelling fragrance ever. It's got some good elements to it, but just that note, it's so strong, and when it settles on the skin, I just don't get it. You would be better off for wearing one of the women's scents than this. If you love it, wear it, like as always, but I can't wholeheartedly recommend it. But there's so many other fragrances that are just amazing smelling and have got that really dense DNA, like the new Killian release by Killian, the Sacred Wood. wow. It's an amazing woody sweet scent, and it's dark. It gives you that density. Ooh, it's so amazing. I would highly recommend you check it out. Many of the Killian fragrances give you that dense feel, but if you want the designer, I would say Valentino Uomo Intense also gives you that density, or even Spice Bomb from Victor&Rolf Extreme. It just gives you that density, maybe not the same amount because this is like a very heavy fragrance, the bad Boy Le Parfum, but I wouldn't recommend it to guy. And next one, that you guys ask me all about it like all the time, and I don't have the heart to let you know down in the comments like, oh my god, I don't like it, but I'll tell you now, and hopefully that will settle it. Eternity by Kelvin Klein for men. No, to me it smells like an older gentleman, but you can have a classy fragrance that smells a bit vintage, like Dior Sauvage, Eau Sauvage, and it doesn't smell that old, if you know what I mean. So this is going to that, yeah, you were great, but your time has finished. Like, it's the end for you now, and it's time for something else. And this, to me, is just a no-go fragrance for me. And the lasting power, I don't know about you guys, but I tested it, it just evaporates like this. So I'd say if you want like a freshie, I would say Dunhill Fresh, great fragrance. Nautica Voyage, for example, great fragrance, and also like a cheapie that you can get really affordably. Another fragrance that you guys ask me all about again, and it's a chance for me to say, hey, I'm sorry, I don't like it. If you love it, wear it, but I don't like it, and I can give you some alternatives. It's Versace Jeans fragrance. I know it's cheap, guys, but there's cheap fragrances that smell cheap, and there's cheap fragrances that smell amazing. Like, again, I'll quote Nautica Voyage as a reference. It's a cheapie, but it smells amazing, sexy, just yes, smell it, like just cover yourself with it because it's great. Whereas with Versace Jeans, there's something there when you apply it, and especially in the dry down, it smells a bit like body odor in not a pleasant way. I would say it's just, again, smells a bit old. Like, yeah, maybe it was a great fragrance back when it launched, but the end, Versace Pour Homme would be a better alternative. It's an amazing fragrance. I don't hate the house of Versace, but Pour Homme would be a better alternative for you guys, definitely, because I want you guys to smell great. This is the whole point of the channel. And another fragrance that I just don't get on with, and I've reacted to it before, it's davidoff Cool Water. But you guys say that the intense version is better, so I'm going to test it. But davidoff Cool Water, the original, it's a no-go for me. And apparently the Irish Tweed, this one is the dupe, but I don't agree. It smells amazing, so it's not a dupe, because davidoff Cool Water I can't stand, whereas the Tweed one I love, and it's great. It does smell vintagey, but in this comforting, lovely way. Just such a great fragrance. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend davidoff Cool Water. And I understand that there is a huge price difference, but sometimes that price difference is the difference of smelling bad and great. Let me know what is one fragrance that you just wouldn't recommend to anybody, and one fragrance that you would recommend instead. Let me know down in the comments, and let me know if you agree. I know that some of these opinions might be polarizing, but at least it's out there now, and you guys know what I think about these fragrances that you guys ask me all about again and again in the comments, and I never talk about them, and this is the reason why. So I'll link my recommendations down below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and follow me on Insta at Monica_Cioch, where I post a bit more about fragrances and stuff. And I'll see you guys all again very soon. Bye.